You're listening to the Overcast, your joke-making, fun-having pop culture podcast, brought to you by Oversoul Gaming. Hello there, everyone, and welcome to the Overcast. I am Justin.
And I'm Brooksy.
And together we're bringing you sunshine on a cloudy day. And hark, what is that? Yes, it is the first episode in show history where it is just me and Brooksy. How about them apples?
I know, I can't believe I'm actually the person that showed up. Haha, Nick.
After 2 seasons of just me and Nick, and sometimes just me, and sometimes just me and Nick and guest, and then about a third of this season so far of just me and Nick and guest, we finally have an episode where it's just me and Brooksy, because Nick is currently watching a wrestling thing, event, WrestlePalooza or something.
Very sports ball of you.
Yes, thank you. I've been learning a little. He has a podcast where him and a friend of his named Joe recap the most recent WWE events. It's called Nick and Joe's Wrestling Recaps. It's a very straightforward title, isn't it? And but you know what though? It rolls right off the tongue too, which I kind of like. You know, it's just it's the good kind of simplicity. You know what I mean? But it's WrestlePalooza, by the way. That's what the thing is right now. That's happening in Indianapolis.
Okay.
On ESPN, Saturday, September 30th at 7 p.m. Eastern. And so he has a sister podcast to this show because it's all hosted by my Oversoul Gaming network. But so they do that show, and it shows up in the same feed as this podcast, but you can tell it's different because it has a different thumbnail, different icon. So that's how it has different podcast artwork, I guess I should say. So that's how you can tell the difference. But if there are any wrestling fans that listen to this show, definitely check out his show on the side. I know he's mentioned it before, but there is a great bit at the end. Like, I don't know shit about wrestling, but sometimes it is funny to listen to them argue about, like, Jelly Roll and shit. And it is, and they do have this fun bit at the end. Well, I say fun. It's an editing nightmare because of all the long pauses, but it's a fun, like, they're having fun bit where they do this thing called Guess the Wrestler, and it's basically 20 questions where they'll ask them, like, are they male, are they female, are they a champion, yada, you know, were they part of this, that, or the other thing, and, like, you know, they have to deduce what wrestler the other person is thinking of, so, you know, it's a fun thing, and I was like, you know what? We should do that on this show sometime, but for, like, celebrities, or, like, fictional characters from things, you know what I mean? Doesn't that sound like it would be fun? I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
We've done we did 20 questions before in an episode where Sarah joined us, but it was like legit 20 questions. like we were thinking of like household objects like brooms and shit. And electronics and stuff. But like I think it would be fun to do celebrity 20 questions or something like that. Like, you know, it's like 7 layers of Kevin Bacon but different. Oh man, I think we just came up with a topic idea right here and now on the spot. We'll have to do that sometime.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
I would be down.
Yeah, because that wouldn't be too hard, you know. Were they in a horror movie, you know, shit like that.
Yeah.
My thing is obviously, don't think of a celebrity that you're not prepared to answer questions about. You better know who you're talking about. You know what I mean? But yeah, all that being said, though, we didn't really come into this episode super prepared, and, you know, our last couple of episodes have been Some pretty involved topics. So we thought we'd just take a breather on this one and just kind of shoot the shit for a minute. Just talk about what we've been up to lately, what we've been playing, what we've been watching. There won't even be a dedicated media corner. We'll just talk about whatever here. Like if you want to give something a score after talking about it, feel free.
I love it.
And that's just so what we're gonna do here. But before that, let me ask you. Let me ask you this. What did you think of the latest Nintendo Direct? I want to get that out of the
Ooh,
way first.
I so I think everybody that has been listening knows how I have felt about Nintendo this year in the great year of our Lord 2025.
Mm-hmm.
The moment I saw Galaxy 1 and 2 available for the cool price of $60,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, God, I can't believe they're doing this because like my whole thought process is I am one of those lucky few individuals that did scoop up Mario All Stars where I
The
already own.
3D one on the Switch?
Yes, where I
Yeah,
own.
me too.
Yeah,
Me too. I have that.
yeah, I own Sunshine 64 and Galaxy, and I'm like, okay, like in a hypothetical world that I do eventually get a Switch 2 and they backtrack on things that I'm not happy about with them, like the notion to have to spend $60 for really one of the two games because I already own one of them, stinks. And the fact that you can buy it digitally for $40, and this is like, it's not even like a 5-year-old game or a 10. It's a 15-year-old game. Like it is nothing. It's nothing new or incredible or anything like that. I will say it was really nice to finally get to see more on Metroid Prime 4. It does look really cool. It's excited to see a like fully locked in December date. And I really enjoyed the Mario movie that came out was it last year? Yeah, last year. Or
No.
2 years ago.
No.
How old is that movie
Yeah.
now?
Nick and I reviewed that movie on season 1 of this podcast, so it was 2 years ago.
Okay.
It had to have been. I think it was May of 2023, if I remember correctly. You know what? When all else fails, just fact check.
Yeah, that's fair.
When did the Super Mario Brothers movie by Illumination come out? April 7th, 2023.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Um, but yeah, like, it's, what is it? It's exciting to see that we don't, like, I love that it's going to be a Galaxy movie. Like, it's not like just,
Mm-hmm.
like, Super Mario
Mm-hmm.
Brothers 2 or whatever, or Mario Movie 2 or any of that. It's
But it's
Galaxy.
still a sequel.
It's
It's still
still
a
a
sequel.
sequel, but
But yeah.
it leads me to believe like are we gonna get an Odyssey movie after that? Are we gonna get a Sunshine movie after that? Like so it makes me think like,
Ooh.
ooh, are we gonna get different worlds or
Mario Odyssey.
like Mario Odyssey would be a great movie, like, and I know like people either love it or hate it. I am on the love side of Sunshine, so I'm like I would kind of be down to just watch a movie of him cleaning crap like um,
Mario Odyssey would be a dope ass movie, though, quite frankly, especially with the hat the way it is.
yeah. But I
That game is already a fucking Illumination movie when you think about it.
Oh yeah, 100%. But yeah, like I was excited about that. I was, I haven't gotten to play Bonanza outside of a demo from
Mm-hmm.
I was at GameStop and I played a demo and it is fun. It was exciting for
At
them.
least you've got to play something of it. I don't have a Switch 2, so I can't even play the demo. you know.
Well, I don't have a Switch 2 myself. They have at the GameStop that I normally go to. They have a Switch 2 there to demo different things there.
And none of
And
the GameStops like within a 50-mile radius of me have demo kiosks anymore. Unfortunately.
gotta get you out here to California.
Yeah, I know.
We get cool stuff. But yeah, no, I played the demo on it, and it is really fun. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I mean, a clock does get it right twice. It is a lot of fun. It was exciting to see them do DLC. It was disappointing for it to see it be paid DLC. I'm like, dude, there's literally two games that are like Nintendo exclusives on this console, and you're already doing paid DLC like that. It just, I don't know, man. Everything Nintendo's doing right now is just kind of rubbing me the wrong way. I love Fire Emblem. I couldn't even really get excited about the new Fire Emblem announcement. So it's just like, it's until they start doing things that are more consumerism friendly. Like I feel like I'm just gonna be grumpy every time I watch a Nintendo Direct, unless they announce something multi-platform.
Yeah, you're still gonna see that Galaxy movie in theaters, though.
Yeah, they got me there, but I got my AMC pass, so
Yeah. Don't worry though. So am I. We probably all will because it's gonna be homework for a bonus for a spoiler cast. I think we're gonna be doing that one. We have to because we did the first one. So
Yeah.
it's like, you know. So definitely. Plus, I'm looking forward to that because think about it like Rosalina will be added to the cast then, and I'm curious to see who will play her. You know who I think should play Rosalina? Kristen Wiig.
Ooh, yeah, that would be good. They have the budget for it. Like Illumination Studios can kind of get whatever, and it's the Mario franchise.
Well, she already
so, like,
played a character in one of their movies. She's the Gru's love interest in the Despicable Me movies. The
Yeah.
Skinny redhead lady.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Another thing I want to complain about. Why are we getting Why are we getting a Virtual Boy? Why? That was like literally the least successful console they've ever had, and they're like, yeah, let's bring it back and charge a buttload for it. Like, I just like we're in a world where we have virtual reality, and they could have done something cool with VR, and you chose to go back 40 years for the 8 people that are hyped about it. Like, that feels like such a waste of resources.
Though, Nintendo purists and Nintendo apologists are going to buy it as a novelty item. It's going to be like it's going to be like they're going to buy it just to say they have it.
Listen,
that's what it is.
But that's the thing is, like, I get that because I own the Nintendo 64 controller that you can sync up to a Switch. Like, I have it for nostalgia purposes. Like, so, like, I get it, but, like, again, like...
Yeah, because ain't no way that thing is actually practical to use as a
No,
controller.
dude, like, it's like when they were doing, like, the VR or augmented reality go-kart racing, or when you were just, like, building shit with cardboard. I'm like, oh, God... Why is
That's even better though?
Why? Yeah, honestly, like
the Virtual Boy thing. They have a cardboard version for poor people.
I know, but like at least I was like economically semi-savvy. It was like $40 or $60. You're like, dude, like I like $100 for the actual Virtual Boy, or you could be poor and make one out of cardboard for $25. I'm like, the fact that you're still charging $25 for paper, you're an asshole. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but Nintendo.
But it's paper with magic lens that make things go woo. Yeah.
We've been like ever since they've been doing the retro catalog, like everybody's been like begging, pleading, like please give us Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and they're like, oh, we're adding stuff to the retro. We're like, oh yes, and they're like, how about the Virtual Boy? And it's
is the Virtual Boy even VR,
no.
or is it just like glorified 3D? Like
it's glorified 3D. Like
yeah,
it's like Duck Hunter and crap. Like it's like
no, I've played real VR. I can tell you know you're in VR when it feels like you're literally in the game.
Yeah, no, it's just like I don't know. Again, I've become a hater of Nintendo because of the decisions that they've made this year, and I feel like an a-hole.
Okay, and that's all fine because I am looking for both your subjective and objective opinions about this Nintendo Direct. You know, give me your biased. I'm mad at them right now opinions, but also give me your unbiased. They did, you know, if you're being unbiased, I'll be honest. I think overall, it's pretty decent showing. You know, for
Like
the
it
most part.
wasn't. And that's the thing. Like for like
Well,
a regular
especially the Mario
showcase, like
shit. Anyways,
it
they kind of
was.
blew their load early, but
Yeah. Ew. It like it was I don't know. I would if I was to give it like if I was to give the showcase the Nintendo Direct like a score, I would personally I'd give it like I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Like it wasn't bad. It wasn't like holy crap like earth-shattering incredible. The Yoshi game looks really cool. I will give them that. The Fire Emblem, that
hmm
also looks really cool. I
it's an
do.
eight. It's an 8 out of 10 for me. But I'll be honest, I was a lot more I was probably a lot more interested in a lot of the shit they showed than you were. uh,
Yeah, and that's why I like. That's
there's a
why I
lot
like.
of
I'm.
there's a lot of weeb shit in there that really drew me in. like,
Yeah, and that's the thing. Is like I am a weeb, but my brother in Christ, you are a weeb. Like, and so like I get
well,
where
you know
your
what?
8 out of 10
I don't
comes
know if
from.
that's entirely true because I don't watch much anime. I'm only like that on the video game side. I play a lot of visual novels and JRPGs, which is basically
Yeah,
anime video games. But as
yeah.
far
You're
as
just
actually watching
you're
anime, I've literally only ever seen Dragon Ball Z, bits and pieces of Naruto, My Hero Academia, and Solo Leveling, like the most basic bitch anime.
I
you know,
mean, at least you got Dragon Ball in there.
that's the
Like,
basicest of the
but
basic bitch animes. Like you talking
but you
about?
know what's
That
you know what's
everyone
my
saw
favorite
Dragon
thing?
Ball Z as a kid. It was on Cartoon Network for fuck's sake.
I just love that you said like I don't really watch anime, but I really love like turn-based JRPG Persona level things. And I'm like, oh, so you like anime with extra steps? You like anime that you have to work for? Okay, like
I like the gameplay loops and the interactivity. I to me, a lot of that shit, the stupidity and cliches of the narrative are part of its charm. Like I'm a sucker for that. You know how like some people genuinely love trashy campy B movies, like shit that's just
hmm Oh yeah.
like Anaconda and Lake Placid, and like I live for this shit. Like that's me with like JRPGs and stuff.
Listen,
you know.
I get it, and I love anime. Like I don't watch it as much as I used to. Oh, I'll never forget because I used to watch just like not like I used to watch just like kind of everything, and I didn't really care what it was. Like I stayed away from things that started encroaching into like the edgy territory, but
Yeah.
but yeah.
Wait,
Sometimes you know,
did you say edgy or etchy? Like,
etchy, like yes, that kind.
oh, I always thought that was pronounced ichi.
Oh, I think it's pronounced etchy. I could be wrong. I don't know.
I don't know. I
Um,
don't know. I just read it how I saw it. I'm sorry.
yeah. No, you're good.
Because like Japan, they pronounce shit differently, right? Because like what we would call Titus, they call Titus, right?
Right.
And like in Final Fantasy VII, what we would call Mako, they call Mako.
Right. So
Yeah, different
it very
language
well
rules.
it very well could be called ichi as opposed to etchy. I'm not quite sure, but I like that's like kind of
I
like
know what
once
you're
it starts
talking about though, like Queen's
yeah,
Blade.
yeah, like but I will say like depending on the topic, like maybe I'll watch an episode or two just see how it is, and I'll never. And like I did that a couple of times, and the last time I did was in 2017. And yes, I remember the specific year because it was the year that Sam and I started dating. And I was at home. She was thought she was coming home much later, and I'm like, I'm just gonna watch them through a few different things of anime. I'm like, not really getting into Black Clover because I really hate the voice actor for the protagonist in that. And
Oh, oh,
I
Black Clover's
I
on my list to watch because I've heard if you like My Hero, then you'll like Black Clover.
it's a phenomenal if you can get past the voice actor's voice, like it's a
I
really
don't know.
great
I
story.
feel like if you can get past Midoriya's voice in My Hero, then you should be fine for any anime protagonist. It's literally
Whole-
his voice
whole-
is literally the anime protagonist voice.
yeah. Wholeheartedly disagree. Black Clover, it is so bad. It is so
Really.
I hate it. Yeah, I hate it. But
Look,
all
there
of
are
this
two.
to
There are
say-
two. There are two anime protagonist voices. There's either the stoic, serious guy that's all mysterious, like the Haya, and then there's the oh boy, friendship and the power of friendship and stuff like that. Those guys.
Well, it's
Like,
it's
if we work
he's-
together, we can beat the bad guy. Come on,
he's-
friends.
it's weirdly neither. It's like he's like this like super
Oh.
nasally but grainy like
Mm.
yelling like high but not super high pitch. I don't know. It's not for me. But all of this is to say is I was just like scrolling through I was scrolling through Funimation's app back when Funimation existed, and I came across came across Food Wars, and I was like, I've
Oh.
heard I've heard things about this. That cat's gonna die from my curiosity. I'm gonna click on this,
Yeah.
and I literally I watched the first episode. And for those that don't know, this whole show is about a chef, and when he cooks, his food is so good that people's clothes explode off of them, and they make some oh yeah sounds, and
Pleasure
and
noises. Dot
yeah,
JPEG.
yes. So I watched the first episode and I'm like, that was weird. Well, maybe it'll get better. And I watched the second episode and let me tell you, it does not get better. But naturally, in perfect anime fashion, when the worst possible scene pops up, my girlfriend, now wife at the time, walks right in and I'm like, no, it's not what it looks like, I swear. And she was like, oh God, you're a weeby perv. And I'm like, oh God, help me. No. Um,
No. Okay,
and
look, no,
I haven't watched the ecchi since then. So
yeah, no, that fan service type shit is exactly what's keeping me from watching High School D&D.
oh yeah,
That,
that's the other one that I've watched a couple episodes of, and I was like,
yeah.
oh no, hi,
Exactly. I've heard
oh.
I've heard Demon Slayer is relatively safe though. I think I'll get into that one eventually
Well, yeah,
because
because
that one's
everybody's
been a big
children. It
deal
better be
lately.
safe. Yeah, everybody's children. It better be safe.
But okay, so I will tell you on my list of ones to eventually watch: Demon Slayer, Black Clover, Attack on Titan. Um,
Classic.
I think there
Have
might
you
have
ever
been
watched
something else.
Have you ever watched Full Metal?
I have not. Oh, Death Note. I do want to watch that at some point too. Cause look, when it comes to anime, I want to see the ones that are really visually violent and fucked up. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, listen,
My Hero Academia is a shonen anime, but it's a shonen anime that gets really fucking violent, and
yeah, I mean,
some of
honestly,
those deaths are gory as hell.
if you want some real heavy topics and you like want things that are also quite relevant, and I mean that in a fascist sense,
And
uh,
horror too. I like horror stuff.
please, yeah, please, oh God, please watch Full Metal Alchemist. That's a top five for me of all
Full
time.
Metal Alchemist used to be on Adult Swim at night. I think
Mhm.
sometime on Toonami.
like I would say like top five for me would be uh I'm just gonna say the Dragon Ball franchise, because otherwise, like, it just takes up like three of my slots. Um, like Dragon Ball franchise, Yu Yu Hakusho,
Oh, I know
Cowboy
Yu Yu
Bebop.
Hakusho. I never watched the
Oh,
anime, but I did have this Game Boy Advance game called Yu Yu Hakusho Spirit something or another. It was a
hmm
tactics game like Final Fantasy Tactics.
yeah,
And it was so fun actually. I
dude,
really enjoyed it.
Yu 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 Hakusho, like I love that. It's so good. But Yu Yu Hakusho, Cowboy Bebop, Trigun,
hmm
like
You're
all five
naming
of
all of the
those.
like the '90s animes that were on Toonami on
Well, I am
Cartoon
old.
Network when I was growing up. No, I
I'm
know. Because the thing is, I've seen all of these. I've just never watched them from start to finish. I just caught them on TV. When I was a kid, I wasn't as into them, and it's because a lot of those animes were a lot more, uh, like it's weird to say this because I was watching South Park before I was supposed to,
mm,
but like a lot of these animes were more mature than I was ready to handle at that time. But I don't
yeah,
necessarily just mean in terms of like violence and mature. I mean in terms of like I was too young and the themes were going over my head and
yeah,
the animation style was very mature too. Like
yeah.
it wasn't cartoony, it was more
Adult, yeah,
adult. Yeah, yeah, and so it wasn't, so when I was a kid, I actually hated Saturday nights and Adult Swim for that reason because I was like, this night ain't for me. This is when all the shit comes on that I don't care about, and
yeah.
it wasn't until I got older that I started appreciating it more, and only now, like in the past couple years, have I actually started actively watching certain animes from start to finish, and it's funny because I have such a love-hate relationship with them because I love the stories and character development in a lot of these animes. Like My Hero and Solo Leveling have such
Hmm.
great stories, and the violence and the animation is top-notch and all that. But then they do that shit that I also don't like, where time
Hmm.
freezes long enough for them to have a fucking 15-minute monologue before they fight and shit like that, you know? Or like every episode starts with a 5-minute recap of the end of the last episode. And it's
Yep.
and so there is some of that, and then and obviously, but I do, I can accept it because I've seen Advent Children, and I really
Hmm.
enjoyed that movie, and I already know what it's like to watch anime characters basically defy gravity and have sword fights in the middle of the air.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's,
I will
it,
say,
it's part of its charm. It is what it is. You have to accept it.
I,
you know.
I will I will say, if you're wanting to hit up like the OG legendary forms of anime that I have in my top five, Cowboy Bebop, like episodes are like 20 to 25 minutes. There's only like 24 episodes. Like it's not a long anime or anything like that. Um,
Fair enough.
it's one of those, like, and I've done it before where, like, if I've had an entire day off and I have literally nothing to do, I wake up early in the morning. Yeah, I'll pop it in my PlayStation and I'll just sit there and binge it in like 8 hours, and I'm like, yep, I'm satiated now.
Right.
Um,
S-
but
s- Say what you will. Say what you will about my anime games, though. But you have to admit, a lot of them have some of the absolute best narratives I've ever
oh yeah,
experienced.
listen,
Like Persona
I love
Five.
Persona.
Persona 5 Royal, that narrative is fucking amazing. But I would argue the Persona games are actually pretty mature, especially the Persona 3, where, like, the
You shoot
whole
yourself in the fucking head, dude. Like,
yeah, the whole theme of the game is death. Like
yeah,
honestly, is what it's around. It's like the darkest game in the series. The
yeah,
the fourth game, pretty much every character is sexually repressed in some kind
yeah.
of way. And then the fifth game, every villain in that one is like some of the stuff they deal with is pretty heavy shit. You
Yeah.
know, like the predator gym teacher and the and there's other stuff in there they deal with like domestic abuse and shit too.
Yeah, well, I mean,
um
the whole them being able to unveil their powers is literally like autism unmasking themselves, showing the true
they literally
personality.
rip a
Like,
mask off their face and it bleeds everywhere, like
yeah, it's so metal, but it's not as metal as pulling out a blicky and going persona. Like,
and then oh yeah, persona pow. Well, I mean, and that's because the whole thing, like I said, the theme of Persona 3 is death, and it's like they're literally facing death to awaken their personas,
yep.
kind of a
Um,
kind of thing. It's heavy themes, not for children. I'm telling
yeah.
you, yeah, but you know,
Um,
but even like Kingdom Hearts, for example, which arguably can be for children at some points, the further that series goes, the less for
the
children
less
it
it
becomes.
is.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
like, and
Oh
they deal with
yeah.
some real heavy shit. Spoiler alert for a game from 2019. Literally everyone dies in Kingdom Hearts 3 at one point.
Dude. Spoilers.
I said
uh,
spoiler alert for
fair.
no, it's not
Uh,
what it's not what you think though. There's a whole time travel thing and all that. Like, there's no way you still haven't played Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh yeah, no, I'm a diehard Kingdom Hearts fan. I have played every single game. I have even watched the
Okay,
super god awful 86-minute long crap movie. Played the
wait,
mobile
wait, wait,
game.
wait,
Like,
wait. Which movie is the bad one? Because there's three of them, and I will tell you this much: at least one of them is good.
oh god, I cannot remember. I would have to
Okay, back
look
back
it up.
cover back cover is okay. I honestly enjoyed the movie versions of 358 Days Over 2 and Recoded. I'm not gonna lie.
Recoded. That was the one that I couldn't remember. I did not care for it.
I mean, it's a pointless story, but it's a fun Disney
Yeah.
adventure. That's
Yeah,
what.
I will say I do find it frustrating that Kingdom Hearts, the one game that has the most amount of lore, is the freaking mobile game that doesn't even exist anymore. Like, to
Oh, the
give
mobile
like
game?
yeah, like that
Yeah,
had
well,
more lore
I
and history of the universe than any
I'm I'm
other
proud to
game.
say that I'm one of the people that still has that game installed on my phone, and
Ugh.
even though the game isn't run anymore, you can still go into it, and when they shut it down, as long as you still have the game, the last update they pushed unlocked every single cutscene, even if you hadn't beaten the game. So I've seen it all. I've gone
Oh,
through it,
awesome.
and I actually, if you ever want to see it yourself, on my alternate YouTube channel, I have these two playlists. One is called Kingdom Hearts Phase One, and the other one is Kingdom Hearts Phase Two. And they are basically every single Kingdom Hearts game edited to look like movies and TV shows. And in the case of the mobile games, I turned them both into visual novels. I did
Okay.
because there was two mobile games, technically three, because Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key or whatever, or Kingdom Hearts Key as it was before. There was the first half of the story, then they updated it later and became Unchained Key, and there was the second half of the story. And it reveals a lot of shit that takes place later.
Yeah.
In the series. Like it sets the seeds for a lot of that stuff. And then there was another mobile game called Kingdom Hearts Dark Road where you played as a young Xanhort during his Keyblade wielding years and kind of get more backstory about him and Ericus.
Oh,
So
not
yeah,
to not to divert, and by divert I mean kind of kind of go back to the original topic, because I just started looking through like all the announcements from the direct. Can I just say on the record, I hate amiibos, uh,
oh,
because I was
fair
just
enough. Fair
because they
enough.
were like, oh, it's also coming out with a Samus amiibo for Metroid Prime 4, and I'm like, amiibos are so dumb.
This should come as no surprise to you, but I think one of the things I'm actually most excited for from that
Mm,
Nintendo Direct is Danganronpa 2x2. Um,
yep, I saw
because
that and I was like, oh yeah, Justin's gonna have a
well,
heyday with that
here's the
one.
kicker, right? This game, so not only is it a full-fledged remake of Danganronpa 2, which is the wildest game in the series to choose to remake, honestly. The first one is way
Hmm.
more popular, but Danganronpa 2 does have a much more wild cast of characters.
Hmm.
Um, well, when I saw that trailer, because I've been recording it recently for the my replay, so it's all fresh in my mind, and so when I saw that trailer, I was like, "Holy shit!" They fully redid the animations here. The characters aren't just stiff cardboard cutouts; they like actually move and shit, and the
Hmm.
animations. Like the environments aren't flat; they're like fully 3D rendered environments now. Like it looks like they rebuilt it from the ground up.
How
Like
how does Danganronpa? How do the games like score on average from like reviews or Metacritic and all of that?
from like well, I will say this among the fan base because they basically have a cult following more so.
Right.
They don't have a lot of
Right. Yeah.
mainstream
Yeah.
pull. Um, but I know the final game in the series, people were pretty. The ending was pretty controversial, like the big plot twist in that one. Um, People weren't happy about that. The first Danganronpa, called Trigger Happy Havoc, originally came out for the PS Vita, I think it was, um, before it got remastered on PS4, and that version of the game has an 80 on Metacritic.
Ah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Danganronpa.
it was like I feel like I smell a passion project for what is it, fantasy next year.
A passion project for what? Oh,
For
fantasy.
for
Yeah.
for you personally, I'd be like, I don't know how to go, but I want this, because I feel like each of us had at least one of those on our roster.
Yeah. Danganronpa 2 has an 81. Um, and Danganronpa V3 has an 81, although the audience score on that one is lower at a 7.6 because like I said a lot of people didn't like the ending on that one.
Hmm.
But like the first game in the series has an 8.5 user rating, so the user rating for that is actually zero point 0.5 higher than the critic rating.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So the people that like that one like it, you know.
Hmm.
And the second game, 80, like I said, 81 from critics and an 8.8 user rating.
Yeah. Listen,
So
if anything, it could be a like towards the bottom of the list. Could be just like a solid like sleeper one for you. Because if it's a full
Yeah.
remake, like that would be solid.
Yeah,
But anyways,
it is a full remake with better animation and everything, but also what I'm most excited for is that they said that there's an alternate game mode. Basically, it's a completely new story where the story starts the same, but then something different happens in the first chapter that changes the entire rest of the narrative, and it's basically a whole completely extra game with brand new killings, brand new victims, brand new killers, brand new executions, brand new class trials. Um,
cool.
so it's like, yeah, an alternate what if scenario that is another killing game scenario, except because they already had the school life dating sims what if scenario that imagines what would happen if the killing game never happened and you actually lived a peaceful life, and that's part of the original game. But this is going to include a completely second, brand new killing game story, which is super exciting
Yeah.
because not having a guide for that's going to be a whole new experience. I'm going to go into that second experience having no idea who's going to die, who's going to live, what the answers are going to be. Like, it's going to be. I'm excited to have a whole fresh perspective on the second game, honestly.
That's awesome.
That's a selling point for me. That whole extra scenario thing is
Is
definitely a
it
selling point.
is it going to be on just the Switch 2, or is it going to be on the Switch 1
No,
as well?
no. Nintendo Directs only ever tell you which of their systems the shit's coming out on, but that game is coming out on everything.
Okay, cool.
When you looked into it later, it's going to be on PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, and PC. So,
Oh, yeah, you're
as
set.
is the entire series right now, as it is. There's a collection on Switch called Danganronpa Decadence that is literally all the games on one cartridge. On the PlayStation, you have Danganronpa 1 and 2 Reload, which is the first two games, and then a separate version of V3. And then over on the Xbox, you have the Danganronpa 1 and 2 Anniversary Editions as well. So
Oh, hell yeah.
they each platform has its own version of the games. They're all the same games. They're just differently named collections for whatever fucking reason. Uh, and they all have different special features too. That's the other part of it too. Like the anniversary edition of Danganronpa 1 and 2 on Xbox has different extra game modes and special features than the Danganronpa 1 and 2 Reload version on PS4. You know.
You're just trying to rake homies over the coal.
Yeah, Spike Chunsoft isn't a company anymore, but like I said, the leftovers of them have gone on to make other games, including the recently released Last Defense Academy, that is actually getting a surprisingly high amount of love this year. But I know it's going to get fucking shafted at the Game Awards, and I'm already prepared to be mad about that, quite frankly.
Listen, I'm ready for KCD2 to get shafted with the just abhorrent, like, just unreal year we've had in gaming.
I know. It's going to be an expedition sweep. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be.
I don't know, man. I don't think it'll be a full sweep. Like, I really do think, I think Silk Song's gonna get some things. I will say the one thing I really hope for, and I know we'll probably do like a predictions episode. I really still really want South of Midnight to take Best Music. That is still where I sit.
South of Midnight. For some reason, you kind of keep cutting out a little bit here and there.
Oh.
Or not Spotify. Audacity's still running fine, right?
Yeah, no, Audacity is running totally fine. My internet's been kind of butt.
Okay, maybe that's all it is, just the internet connection. But you wanted South of Midnight to win what?
Best Music.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, a lot of people said Expedition 33 has a really good soundtrack, and it does, but it's not the kind of soundtrack that I'm really looking for. I'm not a big choral choir hymn guy, like Italian opera music kind of I'm more of I'll tell you some of my favorite soundtracks. Final Fantasy X, Astrobot, that kind of Spyro the Dragon has a really good soundtrack, I think.
Astrobot was so good music
It
wise.
is, yeah. I like bops and bangers,
Yeah.
and I like the occasional sad song. Like the old gods of Asgard don't have a single bad fucking song in the entire Remedy universe library. They don't have a single bad song. Like I like all of them. So that kind of stuff. But like, yeah, when it comes to instrumental soundtracks, blah, I'm more of like a Final Fantasy guy. uh,
That makes sense to me.
I like that kind of music. It's just I don't know. It's something about it. Everything hits the way it's supposed to. The fight music is exciting. The sad parts are sad. Like
Hmm.
Nobuo Uematsu is a fucking genius, and Yoko Shimomura is pretty good too, especially with the piano stuff. Kingdom Hearts also have great soundtracks, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Um, that's another one of my favorites. I actually owned physical copies of the Kingdom Hearts soundtracks, um, imported from Japan.
Nice.
Yes. What did you think of the Resident Evil Requiem, the new trailer at the end for that?
I'll be honest with you. I did not catch it. I didn't watch the full direct.
Ah,
I watched the
okay.
first half. I watched the first half of it, and I'm like, I literally took my hand out and made a fart sound with it, and, and turned it off. I was like, I'll just catch the highlights. But I did see that there was a new trailer for it. I have not watched it yet. For you personally though, how was it?
Um, all I can say is you're definitely gonna have to give this trailer a go. I have
Okay,
no
cool.
God, I have no idea what's going on in this game, honestly, and I think that's obviously by design.
Hmm.
You know, they've been really good with like giving us just enough in these trailers to speculate what might be happening without giving away too much.
Hmm.
Um, we definitely got more of a look at like the stalker monster in there, which continues to look horrifying. Um, got another peek at the mysterious hooded man, and a look at what I can only assume is another monster type character we're gonna run into. He's got like this headgear on with like goggles, like these like wacky inventor goggles.
Oh,
um,
okay.
and he looks like a very big, like a very bloated gentleman with like he's got like these three strands of hair coming out of the. He's definitely mutated, like not human anymore.
Hmm.
Um, and he's got kind of like almost like a hunchback posture, which the other stalker monster also seems to have. So that makes me wonder if they might not be related or something. But a lot of people are speculating that this guy in the with the weird hat and shit might be Brandon Bailey, who in Resident Evil lore ran Umbrella's African company for a while until Oswald Spencer shut it down. Which you can learn about in some notes you read in Resident Evil 5. And then later in Resident Evil Village, you read some notes where you discover that he is the founder of this group called the Connections, which is the group that Ethan's wife Mia was working for when they were on the boat and experimenting on Evelyn in Resident Evil 7, and also the group that Lucas Baker has been reporting to.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
the Connections, they're basically a crime syndicate that was founded a while ago by Brandon Bailey, and they've just been kind of working in the shadows behind the scenes for a while. And you don't really hear about them until Resident Evil 7, but they've been around longer than that. Basically, when Oswald fired Brandon from Umbrella, is when he went on to form the crime syndicate. And people are thinking that this mutated creature that we got a glimpse at, that's not the other one, not the woman one from the demo that everyone played, but this other one that we saw in the trailer, people are thinking might be Brandon Bailey. But obviously that's just a theory, not a fact, so don't take it as such. But it's fun to speculate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, it's fun to speculate. What I don't like though is like genuine spoilery leaks. Like there are articles going around now about how there's a leaked image of what might be Leon in the game, and like at this point, I won't be surprised if he's in it, and I won't be surprised if he's not. I mean, the game fucking takes place in the ruins of Raccoon City, so who else makes the most sense to show up besides him, right? So,
Right. Yeah.
if anyone from the main cast is going to show up, it's going to be him, and I wouldn't. I feel like I feel like Capcom feels like Resident Evil can't stand on its own 2 feet without the support of one of its OG cast because they fucking shoehorn Chris into 7 and 8 as well. So,
Yeah, which is
so
funny because I really liked Ethan's story. Like, it didn't
yeah,
feel needed or anything like that.
right, exactly. Um, so, at this point, I'm convinced he probably will show up at some point, and it'll be, the game will have like more of a Resident Evil Revelations 2 thing, where half the game is horror and half of it is action.
Hmm.
It depends on which character you're playing as.
Yeah.
That's my theory anyway. But they were like, there's leaked pictures going around of like Leon, an old scruffy Leon with an eye patch that is supposed to be, and I'm like, don't share that shit because that's ruining the fun. Like if he does show up in this game, I'd like it to be a surprise, you
Yeah.
know. But when they put something in a trailer, you're welcome to sit there and speculate all day long about who you think it might be or what it might be or what it means. As long as you don't treat your opinions as facts, it's fun to speculate.
Yeah.
Um. So I've been having fun, kind of like I do that a lot with certain kind of games when the trailers come out for them, and I'm like, I did that for the Saw movies. Like, I'm one of the people who figured out the plot twist involving Dr. Lawrence Gordon before the 7th movie came out.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like, because just based on clips and clues from the previous movies, like the guy doing surgery in the second movie, the surgery video of the putting the key behind the guy's eye, you can see the person doing the surgery limp at one point, and I'm like, he's missing a foot. So, and I'm like, where else did they get all that fucking medical equipment? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
in the end, it just makes sense, So yeah, I love doing that kind of thing, but it was a good trailer. I don't know how to explain it because it's like it showed so much more while also showing nothing at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that you're just gonna have to watch it for yourself. But let's just say I'm still excited for the game. Honestly, I don't even need to see anything else at this point. Let's just get it out here already. Let's just go.
Yep.
So that was. Yeah, so that was fun. A few other things here and there in the Nintendo Direct I like. By the way, I don't think anyone who is a self-proclaimed Kojima stan could have the right to call anyone else a weeb. Really. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah, you
mean,
got me there.
even though it's not your typical wide-eyed, big-faced, shonen anime bullshit, Kojima games are extremely anime in a lot of ways.
You're not wrong. I can't even argue with you on that. You got me there.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I love it though. It's why we love them. Some of the wackiest shit I've ever seen.
Oh, 100%.
But so I should tell you what I've been up to lately, which isn't much, but I did. I had to take the day off work on Thursday, and I took Snuffles. With the help of my landlord, because she works for all these cat rescues and stuff, we went up to the Madison Cat Project in Madison, Wisconsin, and got him, dropped him off with a batch of other cats to get neutered.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Yeah, you were talking about this.
yeah, he dropped him off with a batch of other cats to get neutered and work on. I thought he had a hernia. Apparently, he never had a hernia. I don't know what that lump was on his side. They said it could have just been an abscess that drained on its own, or something. And I'm like, oh, okay. But they checked and they couldn't find one. And I'll tell you this about neutering. I always thought that they just like cut the whole sack off. I didn't realize that they just make an incision in it and remove the reproductive organs, but leave the sack intact.
Yep.
I didn't realize that's how it worked. And because, like, I've seen a lot of neutered male cats, and it basically looks like they don't have one. Apparently, it just shrinks over time after the surgery. It just kind of disappears, basically. I didn't realize that because you wouldn't be able to tell he's neutered just looking at him now. He still looks like he's got him,
Yeah.
But he definitely is. I got the paperwork to prove it. So unless they botch the surgery, I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure
And
that's a
I
done deal.
yeah, and I could tell where the incision was because apparently they don't use stitches anymore for this. They use a kind of glue to put them back
Really?
together. Yeah, yeah, a kind of fast-acting sort of glue. And uh, it is no longer common practice for them to use ketamine in the anesthetic. Most usually, if you run into a vet that still uses ketamine, that's kind of a bad sign.
Oh.
Yeah. So they no longer use ketamine. It's a completely different cocktail now. And there's no need for the cats to stay overnight for observation anymore either. They give them a sort of adrenaline shot that wakes them back up at the end.
Oh.
But when I tell you when I got Snuffles, he was still really out of it. That cat was high as hell. Like I had to check on him a couple times to make sure he wasn't dead because he just wasn't moving. So like I'm like, no, he's still breathing, he's fine, but he was out of it. And like halfway back on the ride back, he was in his cat carrier and suddenly he just popped up out of nowhere. Like the shit kicked in super delayed. He was just went from being dead to the world to suddenly boop out of nowhere like a damn Jack in the Box. Funny thing was though, he was still feeling the effects because his head was all wobbly and shit. Like he was looking around, like he was dizzy. And when we finally got home, I let him out of the carrier. He couldn't even walk without falling over. Like he
Oh,
was,
really?
yeah, yeah. I tried to put him on the bed to lay down. He went to get off the bed and fell flat on his face. So I'm like, no. All right, we're gonna put your cat bed on the floor for now. And
I
I
can't.
eventually I put him back in the carrier because I'm like, you need to lay down for a bit longer. You can't walk right now.
Did I tell you that we have a new cat in the house?
I think you said something about a Valkyrie in the last episode.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I wasn't quite sure if I had mentioned that or not. No, Valkyrie is fully made herself welcome and queen of the house. In the short time that she's lived here. But dude, I have literally never cared for cats my entire life. It wasn't until Allie's late cat Laszlo, who left us at the beginning of this year. That cat is the first cat that showed me, maybe cats don't suck as much as I thought. Because dude, I loved Laszlo. That little Valkyrie kitty, dude, she is weaseling her way into my heart so fast and so hard. Like I love this cat so much. The only thing is that she is like, when I say she is like a kitty, like she is, I think, like 4 months old. Um, the level of energy that this cat has during her witching hours, which is like most cats during like sunrise and sunset, um, is like wild, like absolutely wild. And I've been trying to like work with her because we just got a brand new couch, like I think like 2 days before we got this cat. And you know Valkyrie has all of her claws, which like she's never gonna get declawed or anything. Like understand that not a good thing for kitties and all of that.
Yeah.
But because she's young, like her teeth hurt, so she's like trying to chomp on stuff or claw things up. So I've gotten into the habit of anytime I see her trying to go feral on our couch, I'm like, no, come here, kitty, and like pick her up. She may scratch me. I'm like, it's okay, I'll bandage that later. I don't care. And walk her over to the cat tower, and like there are like a few like strings with balls on it with a little bell on it, and I'll literally just come over and like, come on, jangle, 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 and like she'll just go absolutely like crazy over like one of the bouncing balls or whatever. But it's been an adjustment. She still hates Fitzwilliam, our biggest of the two dogs, and equally hates Newbie as well, because Newbie like will bark at nothing, and she is not a fan of that. But over time, they'll get used to each other.
Fair enough. Well, speaking of that, so like, there's a couple of pros and cons to this trip I took too, because since they had so many cats to work on. By the way, I think very progressive. Vet the Madison Cat Project. The people that work there, like, You saw that picture I sent in the group chat of all those bumper stickers on one of those cars? It's
Yes.
from one of the people that work there. um,
Excellent.
anyways, yeah, that was great. Apparently, they all went to Madison University, the school there. So,
Okay.
um, or yeah, or the place it has an affiliation with it or something.
Hmm.
But since they had so many to work on, it was going to be a while because we dropped them all off at oh shit, I want to say like 8 in the morning, and we weren't able to pick them up until about 1:30. So we had to go kill some time. Some
Hmm.
places, stop somewhere at a nice diner for breakfast. Oh, I got myself the meat lovers skillet. It was so good. Whenever I get breakfast from a place like that, I almost always get a meat lover's skillet, and then I ask them for a side of sausage gravy, like what you put on biscuits and gravy. Um, and I just dump that over the skillet and then eat it. Oh, it's so good. Um, extra cheese, add mushrooms too, please.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yes. Um, yes, it is so good. And they did a really good one here. And I found a a decent. I found in a decent condition DVD set of Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 at a Goodwill for
Ah,
$3.
nice. Hell yeah.
For three
Hell
bucks,
yeah.
yeah. So I snatched that up while we were out. Um, and we went to this. I forgot the name of the place. It's like Angel something.
Hmm.
Up in Madison, but basically it's a cat rescue slash rehabilitation slash adoption center, and people who run rescues are allowed to go get like they have in the back where we went in, they have all these supplies you can grab, like litter boxes, cat carriers, cat food, litter, stuff like that, anything you need. And then in the front it's like an actual, they have a store where they're actually selling stuff, and then they have like the um then you can come back to the rooms and visit the cats that you want to adopt and stuff. And some of them are a little more spicy than others. I visited one of the spicy ones, and she was being loving for a while, but eventually my dumbass got bit. So,
Mm.
and it wasn't just like it wasn't one of those like warning bites or love nips either. Like that
Hmm.
motherfucker chomped into my leg like it was eating a steak, you know?
Dude,
Like I could literally hear the crunch when it bit me. That's
dude, Val got like while we were just playing one day, like she's clawed me a handful of times. She hasn't like bit me yet. Um, like a warning bite just from her being like, okay, I'm overstimmied, like, and I'm like, all right, cool, like let's chill. But
mhm.
man, we were like I had her on the cat tower and just like playing with the ball, and she went to go like hit it as hard as she could with her claws, and she whiffed and hit my hand instead, and I literally like could see, and it felt like it was in slow mo. Her entire claw going into my thumb and then slowly coming out.
Oof.
Oh, dude, I nope. These are things I never had to worry about with dogs because their claws are a lot thicker, and I'm like, that was a awful sensation. 0 out of 10 recommend.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it sucks, and I will tell you where I got bit, because there's literally like right after I got bit, there was the cat left behind a nice little perfectly symmetrical 4 holes in my skin, one for each fang. And
Ah, nice.
yes, and that section has fucking bruised up badly, and it actually kind of hurts to walk right now. Like
I'm
because
so sorry, dude.
the skin there is so tight. Yeah, it's that fucker meant business. Um, but there were a lot of like, it makes me kind of sad though, because like shit like that is gonna make that cat hard to adopt out.
Hmm.
Even though they have a warning sign on there, like warning, I'm kind of a spicy one. They tell you
Hmm.
that on the signs and stuff. But there's also some there that were really really friendly, super friendly. There were a couple of Persians, little smush faced Persians, and they were so friendly.
Um,
um,
dude.
but
So
but
sorry. Oh, go
outside
ahead.
of that, outside of that though, I Well, since Hell of a Boss hit Amazon Prime and season 2 of Has Been Hotel is right around the corner, I figured now's the time to go back. And apparently, I had already watched the whole first season on YouTube and just didn't realize it. I apparently made it a few episodes into season 2 before I fell off, and I'm past where I left off before now in season 2 on Prime. And I'm kind of glad I'm watching it here because, like, they they really updated the animation quality of the show
Oh, did
when
they?
when it transferred over. Yeah, um, and I will say season 1 is pretty good, but season 2 is where the show really actually starts to get good. you know,
Hmm.
in terms of storytelling and all that, and character development. Like they actually it starts following a more cohesive ongoing narrative that deals with like some pretty deep shit and some of the characters like personal interpersonal conflicts and stuff like
Hmm.
that. So I'm really enjoying that. I'm sad. The only thing I'm sad about is that Norman Reedus only played that bounty hunter guy in the first season. He doesn't voice him in the second one. He must not have been able to come back for it. Maybe he was doing voice lines for Death Stranding 2 around the time they did the second season. Um, so maybe he just wasn't available, uh but I am really enjoying it. Has Been Hotel is still definitely an overall better show with a
Hmm.
more cohesive narrative. But Hell of a Boss is still good too. It's not as much of a musical, but it's still got some songs. It's not just like it's not 3 songs per episode, you know. Um, but they still got some good ones in there. So I've been watching that. I'm not done with season 2 yet, but I will finish it before the new season of Has Been comes out for sure. Um, and season 13 of Futurama started, but I only seen the first episode of that, so not a lot to go on there. Season 2 of Gen V has started. The first 3 episodes are out.
Yeah, I need to watch that because I know, like, much like season one of Gen V, like it tied into the boys, and
Yep.
this is the last bit we're getting before the final season of the boys. So I'm hyped. I
Yeah,
am
and with
hyped.
the last season of The Boys ended, I feel like I definitely have to watch this.
Yeah, and well, and I'm also I'm honestly really curious to see how they because the one of the main characters passed, like the actual actor passed away.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how they address that.
And I can't remember her name, but the girl with the blood powers, I think they didn't they. I'm pretty sure. Oh no, I'm getting it mixed up. Okay, when they put the trailer out for season 2 of Gen V,
Hmm.
um, Starlight was in that trailer.
Ah.
Yeah. So I know. So it is definitely going to tie in with the boys.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
100%. That's what I was thinking. Let's see. What else have I knocked out recently? Oh, I started playing Chronos: The New Dawn. I gotta be honest. This might be the only Bloober Team game I'm never able to finish because that motherfucker is hard. It is a hard game.
Did you
It's.
buy it or did you GameFly it?
I bought it. I bought it. It wasn't the physical version didn't come out until yesterday. So
Oh, got it.
and it was like I wanted to give Bloober my money after that Silent Hill 2 remake. I had a lot of faith in them, but like then when I heard how hard this game was, I was skeptical, but I was like, you know what, we'll give it a go. It's Bloober Team, I love them. God
Is
damn, man. And this is like
was it a $50 or $60 game?
50, I believe.
50. Oh, it's not bad. I
I
mean,
think I
it
think yeah.
still stinks to get one that you're like, no, I don't know about this sauce. Like, which I'm I don't say I'm personally experiencing, but I feel like I'm going to be soon. But I'll get into that in a sec.
Yeah, you'll have to play Chronos yourself at some point. Let me know if you fare any better because I know you're better at harder games than me and you like the challenge. But this one is like the challenge in this one is more or less in terms of the fact that it's so easy to die, but
Hmm.
also enemies are bullet sponges. You die in 3 hits, and then also, materials are extremely scarce. Like ammo and health items are.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard that though that there is some kind of that the amount of resources you find might depend on your on how bad you're struggling. They like there are moments where the game will show you pity if you're doing really bad. I hear. Um,
Okay.
but for the most part, it's definitely a survival game. And it's another one of those ones, another Bloober Team staple where um, how you play the game can determine the ending.
Oh, okay.
From what I understand, yeah. I haven't even gotten far enough in it to really understand what's going on with the story. I have been struggling so much with like the first basic ass enemies that they throw at you. I got to this part where like I have to go into this room that's a dead end to grab a key I need for a door, but the moment I grab the key, the lights go out and an enemy appears from the ceiling in the area I just came from, and it's a narrow hallway, so there's not a lot of room to run past them. So I
Hmm.
tried to stand my ground, and I had already lost one section of health, so they basically just hit me twice and I died. like I, and like I was trying to put off charge shots. I shot him right in the face with a charge shot, and he just fucking brushed it off like it was a mosquito bite. Like it didn't even phase the enemy to a point where like they were stunned and stopped for a second. He just
Hmm.
fucking tanked the hit and kept coming.
Man,
uh
it looks like it's
yeah.
got some relatively kind of polarizing reviews on Metacritic because it's got a 77 and it's like a crap load of like 9 out of 10s and then like a crap load of like 8 out of 10s or 8.5s and then it's like just an immense amount of like 7s and 5s and 2s and I'm like what is
A lot of that
happening?
probably has to do with its difficulty, honestly.
Like IGN gave it the classic IGN 7 out of 10 saying that it felt like it's got a really interesting story, but it plays like way too similarly to like something like Resident Evil 4. That it's like we've
Actually, it plays like Dead Space, but the problem is that it has Dead Space mechanics, but they don't. It does fuck all for you in certain areas. Like you have the same melee attacks where you can stomp enemies, or you
hmm
can swing your weapon and hit them with it. But
hmm
like, good luck getting close enough to them long enough for that to work. You know what I mean?
yeah
Like
yeah
in this one. Um. So yeah, it like it does. It feels like you're playing Dead Space on nightmare mode when in
oh
this game. Yeah,
weird
on the highest difficulty, but without the ability to cut limbs off. From what I understand, though, you do get more weapons and stuff later. It's one of those games where I think what they're trying to say is that the hardest part is the beginning, and once you get past that, it gets a little bit easier when you start upgrading your shit. But you're really gonna struggle in the beginning, and I am.
okay
Yeah. So, so we'll see. I'm gonna keep trying, but I was gonna do a let's play of it because I've done a let's play of every other Bloober Team game. I recorded one episode, and I scrapped it. I was like, "Fuck this! I'm not. I. This is not the kind of game where I can do commentary while playing it. It requires way too much like pinpoint focus for that. Um, because this is like the kind of game where any little mistake means death. You know what I mean? Like, so I can't just like trawl on my way through it and crack jokes and shit. Well,
yeah
I have to pay attention. I can't risk distracting myself and missing a pickup because I need every little thing I can get here.
yeah
So this is one of those ones where I might do a replay later if I can ever actually finish it. But hopefully, I'm hoping that they'll pull a Expedition 33 and just patch in an easier option or something, or some more accessibility options or some shit. But that's wishful thinking, honestly, and it might not even be like that's kind of like asking Bloodborne or Dark Souls to have an easy mode. So it's not the purpose of this game. This is old
yeah
school. This is old school survival horror. You know,
nice
is what it is. So, but at least you don't need ink ribbons to save your game. But the game has checkpoints, but it still has the exact same manual save stations that Dead Space had. The ones sitting on the wall that you have to walk up to and activate to save your game. Um,
got it
yep, it's got those. Except instead of looking like these futuristic computer panels, they look like fucking old phone booths, kinda almost. They're like
hmm
more metallic. It's like a metallic, more industrial feeling. Um, rather than where Dead Space is more like high tech sci-fi feeling. Like I would call it high fantasy sci-fi. Chronos is more like dark fantasy sci-fi,
Okay.
more industrial, more grounded. You know, um, complete with your character walking around in a suit that makes you feel like a fucking Big Daddy from Bioshock. It is a heavy suit too. That thing goes thunk 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 as you're walking. So, um, but yeah, Sword of the Sea remains continues to be fun. Last Defense Academy continues to be fun, and I started playing Mafia: The Old Country, and man, I am loving it so far. But I haven't gotten very far. I'm only in chapter 3. The last thing I did was like the big horse race where it's very obviously scripted that as long as you keep going, you're gonna win no matter what. But you're just gonna barely win.
But
Like it's intention.
it
Yeah.
still feels exhilarating.
Yes, it does. It does. But I feel like yeah, because there were moments while I was playing that, I was like, some of these racers are like it genuinely I could tell just by looking that the game was purposely speeding them up and slowing me down and vice versa at different points, you know.
Hmm.
Um, and I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. This is cinematic. It is. Your review was pretty on point. It is basically an interactive movie type game, but
Yeah.
I'm loving it for that reason. And it's like, yeah, since I'm starting with the prequel, as much as I'm enjoying this, I'll definitely be playing the other 3 games after I finish it
Oh,
at some
dude,
point.
have
Yeah.
you never played the other Mafia games?
No, that's why I started with
Ah,
this one because it's a
you're
prequel.
s-
So,
you're you are in for such a treat. Mafia 1 and 2 are incredible, and there's a lot of people that complain about 3 because it's a very bloated game, and it even like it's an older game now, but even then it felt like just a little on the dated side. Um, but I loved the story from Mafia 3. Like man, I love that franchise.
oh, I'm enjoying it a lot so far, but I haven't gotten too far in it yet, but I can kind of see what you were saying about some of the predictability of the narrative because the whole
Hmm.
thing with the Don's daughter being a rebellious free spirit
Hmm.
and like I just got past the part where like you do have to you get into a knife fight with a guy who like insulted her and shit and you're defending her and then like
Yeah.
the Don's right hand man shows up and he is like, "Are you a fucking idiot being alone with the Don's daughter? You're gonna get yourself killed, you moron!" Like, and I'm like, I can kind of see where this is going. Like, this is gonna end bad for them.
Uh, it,
I,
it,
I
it's it, Listen, it doesn't. Even though you've never played a single Mafia game, like you know Mafia stories of like just Goodfellas, whatever whatever it may be.
mm-hmm.
Um, it never ends happy. Never.
No, no.
It's not like.
I'm familiar with them. I've seen Goodfellas. I've seen what was that one with Johnny Depp? Public Enemy.
Mhm.
Um, I enjoy those actually. Those types of
Yeah,
movies.
like they're all the same story, but man, the level of
Mm-hmm.
comfort with it. The game was polished. It's gorgeous to look at. It's a fun story. Is it predictable? Yeah, but like, is it still a lot of fun? Yeah, like it's just
Yeah.
but I know you and I talked about it earlier. Like it is very much. That's why when I was like, this is a kind of game that like if you have nothing to play and you just want something that's just like a really good story and fun, like you can pop this in and you can finish it in a single day and you'll be satisfied. Like it's just and I at some point like I will replay through Mafia just because I know I can do it in a literal single day and I'm honestly I love the length of the game and all of it.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. Like I said, not only this focus on taking us back, like this year, I think the theme of this year has been the Roaring 2010s. Like,
Hmm.
with a lot of games, like like South of Midnight, Sword of the Sea, Mafia: The Old Country, it feels like the 2010s again for video games.
Yeah.
Like gameplay first games, in a lot of ways that just play and feel like the I don't know the shit from when gaming felt like gaming, you know.
Yeah, well, and
Um,
that's the thing is we've all complained like as much as I love to my core a game like Elden Ring where I've sunk in 250 hours or KCD2 that I've put
Mm-hmm.
175 hours into it. I also just genuinely love and miss those 10, 15, 20 hour
Yeah.
long games. Like, and
Short,
where,
linear, story-focused games
yeah,
with like solid gameplay, like a nice 3D platformer, like a Spyro or a Crash,
yeah,
or a
exactly.
Ratchet and Clank even.
Yeah, that's why I now that's why like game like Ninja Gaiden 4 coming out later next month. Like I am so October is going to be my favorite month for gaming this year. Like I'm so excited.
Yeah, there's still a lot coming out this year I'm looking forward to. We got Final Fantasy Tactics Remake right around the corner, Silent Hill F right around the corner. They're
Oh
both coming
yeah, we
out like
do.
next week basically. Um
I'm so
next
mad
month
about that.
next month we've got The Outer Worlds 2, Pokemon ZA, which I am excited for because I really like Legends Arceus. I will tell you one thing I'm not happy about though was one of the things from that direct where they already have paid DLC planned for this game before it's even out.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
that's that's kind of nasty.
Again, I am firmly happy with hating Nintendo right now.
Is that one? Who do we blame for that one though? Is that Nintendo or Game Freak's choice on that
Uh,
front? Yeah.
uh, you know what? Nintendo announced it, so I'm blaming Nintendo. Um,
So you're gonna shoot the messenger, huh?
yeah, it's bad news
That's.
Mario, dude. Like,
Uh,
here's
so how
upcharge.
satisfied were you when they released that Smash Bros. Trailer and Sephiroth skewered Mario through the chest with his
That was
sword? Like,
great. That's great. 10 out of 10. Like, but we also have
oh,
like that's the thing is next month I've got the two games that I'm personally like really hyped about is Ninja Gaiden 4. I'm so
mhm.
happy to see the full return of that. But before that, dude, we've got Ghost of Yote coming out in
Oh
like
yeah, Ghost of
two, th-
Yote.
that comes out in like 2-3 weeks. Like man, I'm so. We also have Little Nightmares 3 comes out next month.
Yes.
Like,
Oh, there's a demo out for that now.
oh, is there?
Yes, I played the demo. I should tell you, I played the Little Nightmares 3 demo, and that is so good.
Nice.
So far. I really like it. Definitely play the demo yourself. It's only about 30 minutes long. I did a let's play of it and uploaded it to YouTube too, if anyone is curious. Commentary only. They let you choose between the two characters if you're playing solo, I think, but the demo supports co-op. Here's the problem though. From what I'm hearing, Little Nightmares 3 isn't going to have couch co-op. It's going to be online only. So
Okay.
that's unfortunate, but I played solo, and this game plays fine solo. Your character, the other character's AI is pretty good. I'm
Okay.
not gonna lie. I so between the two characters, you have the wrench girl and the bird boy, is what I'm calling them. I don't know what the fuck their names are yet, but I chose the bird boy, and he gets a bow and arrow, and it's got almost like they took a page from Haze Light Studios, where there are some cooperative moments in this where the characters have to work together for things. Like the girl with the wrench will use the wrench to turn something to make something move, and then the boy with the bow and arrow has to like shoot a rope to make a bag fall down or something like that. You know, to to get that stuff going. And your AI partner is pretty fucking, like I said, they're very smart in this. They know exactly what they're doing. The demo has it gives you pretty much everything you are like when you play the demo you'll be like, yep, this is Little Nightmares. This
Mhm.
is exactly what I expected. It looks and plays very familiar but with some slightly new mechanics um, that I really enjoyed. And I will say this one is not being done by its previous developers. This one is being done by Supermassive, the team behind Until Dawn and all that stuff, which is an interesting turn for them. I don't think they've never done anything like this before, but they absolutely are nailing it. From what I played of the demo, like I'm super on board. But the original Little Nightmares developers are working on a game called Reanimal, that I'm also looking forward to, which looks like a very fun, disturbing nightmare game.
Mhm.
um,
I just
spe-
realized. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, speaking of fun, disturbing nightmares, the last thing I have is I just want to talk about this FMV game I've been playing lately called Dead Reset. And I'm actually going to give a score to this because I finished it. This is so FMV games, for those that don't know, it means full motion video, and basically it's a game that is completely live action. Not like half game, half live action like Alan Wake and all that shit, but like 100% the whole thing is live action, real people, not computer characters.
Oh.
And this has been a thing ever since the computer game Night Trap. Back in the day, which has seen remasters. Now, there is a developer these days known as Wales Interactive that is well known for doing FMV games. They've made Night Shift, I Saw the Clouds, Bloodshore. They do a lot of these. The way that FMV games play is it's literally an interactive movie. Like, you are watching a 2.5 hour horror movie where every once in a while choices will pop up and you have to choose one or the other and it changes what happens next. That's how FMVs play.
Cool.
Yeah, and so this one I played called Dead Reset. It's about this guy named Cole, who's a surgeon. He wakes up on this facility, and he's being told that he has to perform this surgery on someone to cut this parasitic creature out of her stomach. And things do not go according to plan, and everyone dies violently and horribly. But then Cole wakes back up, and things happen again. And this is when he realizes that he's stuck in a death loop, a time loop. Where every time he dies, the time resets. And so, it does the whole Groundhog Day thing where he kind of yada yadas and bullet points everything to convince people that he's stuck in a time loop. And the story goes from there. And it basically becomes about trying to escape from this facility while avoiding and or killing the creature that is now running loose. Mm-hmm. Which in its beginning stage basically looks like a brain with tentacles running around. And, I'm very surprised because this is very B-movie quality stuff, but, like, they definitely had some kind of budget here because the acting is surprisingly good, and the gore in this is like some top-notch gore. I'm not gonna lie, like this shit, it looks like they used all practical effects for everything, which makes it work even better. I wish there was some kind of like behind the scenes or something I could watch for it, because the creature itself, well, it kind of looks like a puppet. It doesn't really look fake, if that makes any sense. It's almost got that kind of 80s movie monster aesthetic, but in a good way. And I'm curious how they pulled a lot of this off. There's some really good stuff in here. Like, at one point, I literally saw a character get, like, ripped in half. Like the creature grabs one arm and then the other and then pulls both ends and they literally just rip in half. With, like, the skin on one side sliding off the skeleton still intact in the other side as it's being pulled away. And I was like, damn, they really went all out on this one. This is by far the best FMV game I've ever played. The story is really good. The mystery, the plot twists, the gore, the monster, the setting. And I love the Deathloop thing. And here's the real kicker, right? Every once in a while, a power surge will happen. And every time the power surge happens, it starts a new checkpoint for the Deathloop. So basically, anybody that's died can be brought back if Cole dies and starts the loop over. However, if someone dies and he hits the next power surge checkpoint, then that new checkpoint means that whoever died before that is now permanently dead.
Oh, okay.
And choices that you make while watching this can lead to these different deaths. I will say, like, out of the 7 characters that we started with in the beginning, my story ended with, like, 2 of them surviving. So, this FMV game or interactive movie, if you will, has over 300 different combinations of cutscenes and 4 different endings that you can get. Looking at the trophy data, I ended up getting the most common ending that most people get, which is known as the Chimera ending.
Okay.
So this is one where I am going to go back and play it again and try to get different things, different choices. There's literally, I might even go for the platinum. I was looking at the trophy list, and there are trophies for dying in every possible way in every chapter. So,
oh, awesome.
Which I thought is nice. It's funny because there are moments where you are going to die a lot, and it gets to an almost comical degree. Like, the episode of Supernatural where, like, Dean keeps dying every day and then the day resets, but it's always, like, in this fucking weird cartoony way, like a piano falls on him or some shit.
You're going to be so upset with me. I've only watched the first 2 seasons of Supernatural.
Fair enough. Um,
It's a show that we put on because like Sam's watched all of it, Allie's watched all of it. I have not, and so they'll suggest like, hey, like let's watch this, like love it, this and the other. I'm like, yeah, sure, like I'm down, but I'm very much the kind of person that like if we're all watching something, and I'm the only person fully invested, and everyone else is like playing on their phone or whatever it is, I start losing interest in it. So I keep dropping off.
fair enough.
But
Well,
anyways,
I'll just say though, yeah, it starts to get cartoony because there are a couple of moments where there's like a showdown with the monster, and it's like the things that you're doing. It's just like I I keep making the wrong choices in certain areas, and it leads to some of the funniest scenes, like really over the top cartoony deaths, where it almost becomes like a death montage, and it's funny how they filmed this because it's like they filmed it in such a way to prepare for every possible outcome because there are moments where if you've died enough times in these scenes, like Cole will like wake up at the reset and he'll just be like fucking pissed off. He'll be like, it just like I've had it with this shit kind of thing. So I love how ahead Wales Interactive thought for this one, and props to the actors that sit through that do these FMV games because they have to film so many combinations of so many scenes for
how
these types of things.
how long was the game itself?
2.5 hours,
Oh,
about
not bad. Yeah.
2.5 to 3 hours for a first run. I mean, obviously, it's going to be more than that if you want to see every possible outcome. But
Right.
like, just if you're just doing one run from start to finish, 4.5 hours. The game is only this is only $15 on the PlayStation Store, and right now it's actually on sale for Plus members, like 20% off. So it's actually like 13 something.
Nice.
Um, and honestly, best $13 and some change I've ever spent. Really, I can't recommend it enough for horror fans. Honestly, this game is I would describe it as Happy Death Day meets Alien.
Okay.
Um, so if you like both of those things, definitely give it a go. Like, and I think you would enjoy it. You could get through the whole thing in one sitting. You and Sam could even play it together. I will say this: the choices, the timer for them goes by really fucking fast. Like, you do not have a lot of time to think. It goes. But if you turn on streamer mode in the settings, it will pause the timer for
Oh,
you
okay.
if you need that. So, because it's intended for like if you have an audience and you can give them the chance to say in the chat what they think you should pick. So
That's cool.
it's yeah. So streamer mode will pause the timer if you prefer that. I played it with the timer off. I did a let's play with commentary, but no face cam of the whole thing. Recorded it in 4K directly on the PS5 and uploaded it to YouTube, like we're doing with Split Fiction.
Hmm.
Um, if people are interested, it's only 4 episodes long. New episodes every Monday. So like this coming Monday will be episode 2, and then episode 4 will be out in 2 weeks after that. So,
Yeah.
uh, so yeah, I finished it in like 4 episodes. The final episode was only 20 minutes. The first one was like 47 minutes, and the second one was like 38 minutes, and then yeah, I can't remember how long the third one was. But like about 2.5 to 3 hours, you can expect this to be. Um, and yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 though, honestly, because like not to say that it's equivalent to other games I've rated 8 out of 10, but like if I'm rating this on the basis of it being basically an interactive movie and or FMV game, then it's an 8 out of 10 in that category. You know,
Yeah.
uh, is what I'm saying. So like for the type of thing it is, it's pretty fucking strong in its category. Like I've never played an FMV game this good. I'm really into this one.
That's awesome.
This actually has the potential of being in my top 10 list this year for the
Oh
games of
wow.
2025. Yeah, like that's how much I enjoyed it. and it's it's controversial maybe because some people would say I'm straining credulity to call this a game, but honestly, I bought it on a video game store, so it's a game as far as I'm concerned. you know.
Yeah.
FMV is just a genre of game. Is it basically an interactive movie? Yes, but who gives a shit? It's like I like that FMV games are making a comeback. Quite frankly, I like that there's at least one developer out there keeping them alive. So, and that's Wales Interactive, who has also done an actual horror game called Made of Scare. That's spelled Sker, by the way.
Okay.
Before we wrap up, though, like I want to hear what you've been up to lately.
Yeah. I mean, as far as like, I feel like I've been consuming an immense amount of media. Really, honestly, these past couple of weeks, I finally like. I know I've shared with everyone on this podcast this year. It's been an incredibly rough go for me, and it's been a lot of move and groove and just shit flying nonstop. And it really hasn't these past couple of weeks, which has been great. And on top of that, I've also, through the prescription from my therapist, I have been specifically prescribed fuck all time, which is essentially, hey, you've been doing so much stuff for other people, for the house, for this, that, and the other. You have not had any time to like just really enjoy the things that you really want to be able to enjoy. So I'm taking out my notepad and I'm prescribing you fuck all time on your weekends for the next few weeks. And I've been really capitalizing on that. Um, what is it? Like TV, movie, or really TV shows. I haven't really done a whole lot of movies. Sam and I have been going through what I know you recently did of a full watch of the King of the Hill series.
yeah.
Listen, King of the Hill is like like top three shows period for me. I love that show. I watched it growing up. I would literally watch it like weekly as it was coming out. Like I remember when the show went on, when the show got canceled. They said hiatus originally, but it was canceled. But then it actually turned out to be an actual real hiatus. We are we are in season 6, and we just got. I think the most recent the most recent episode that we just watched is the one where Bobby is spending way too much time with Bill right after he and Connie broke up, and so he's just taking over too many of Bill's traits, and and is like being overly needy and super depressed and everything else, and like there's a moment whenever he rips off his shirt and has a box of chocolates in his hand, yelling at Connie from his house, being like, "I got your favorite chocolates. They're assorted," and pulls out a chocolate and starts rubbing a heart on his chest. The chocolate going, "I'll be your little candy man." And Sam's like, "What the hell is wrong with Bobby in this episode?" I was like, "Oh, he's not well. He's got a broken heart." But no, the the show's been great. Sam's like watched episodes like here and there, but has never like watched it from beginning to end. And the episodes from here and there has been like when I'll put it on in the background, just like it's a comfort show for me. So this is her first time ever watching King of the Hill from beginning to end. And she's having the best time. Like it's literally like we're old, and by old, mid-30s. So we love a crisp like nine. I like a crisp 9:30 bedtime. So when it's like 8 o'clock, we like look at each other and like, "You want to go back upstairs?" And we'll start walking upstairs, literally going ding 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 ding, and like we'll burn through like 3 or 4 episodes, and that's been our nightly ritual. Besides that, the only other thing that I'm really watching right now is Peacemaker, which, dude, I have been wanting to watch this for a minute. I just haven't been committal to it. Have you watched any of it?
I have not, although I have seen the James Gunn Suicide Squad movie, which I really
Okay,
enjoyed.
cool. I just finished season one. Dude, I love John Cena. Like I really do. Like I never thought I used to be a huge rock like of wrestling actors. I used to be a huge rock fan, and I've really fallen off of that. And John Cena's like really stolen my heart. Um, I've never heard of Peacemaker until James Gunn brought him into the fold, and I could not imagine this world or universe or anything like that without Peacemaker. I literally like I'll be doing just like a random cleaning thing in the house, and I'll literally like look over at Sam and be like, "Eat peace, motherfucker." And she's like, Jesus Christ, like, it's the show's done in very classic. Like James Gunn has a very unique and vibrant style of directing, and if you've seen
Yeah.
you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy and everything else,
Oh yeah.
and like he carries that over into like things like the new Superman movie or Peacemaker. And we just finished season one, and like there's it's James Gunn doesn't do a whole lot of shows. Like the only one I can think of is like Creature Commandos. There's a couple moments of like some like pacing issues and like trying to get a feel for some of the characters, but like by the end of the season, everybody feels really well fleshed out. Like we for the first season, like if I was gonna give it a rating, I'd probably give it like an 8.5. I thought it was great. Like I laughed so much throughout the entire thing. It hits a lot of points on the nose with like kind of current our current political situation. In certain aspects, it like hits things right on the nose. Like visually, it looks great. Like I mean, it looks better than Marvel movies, 12 years ago, but it's a TV show. So I'm really happy about those kind of things. And I'm really excited to see what season 2 has. We watched the first episode, and boy, howdy, do I have a lot of questions. Like a lot of questions. Season 2 is like ongoing right now as we speak. I think the 5th episode just came out. So I'm excited for us to like catch up
Oh,
and get to watch all of it.
I heard something about they retconned the ending of the first season to change which version of the Justice League
Yes.
shows up to match the new
Yes.
Superman.
So I don't really think that's like a spoilery aspect of it really, but like because the show's like relatively newish, but like they do what I will say this. When the episode for the first episode of season 2 starts, it literally, instead of saying previously on Peacemaker, it says previously previously in Peacemaker in the DCU, and
Mm-hmm.
they very clearly like did some additional like an additional shots to like kind of intertwine things that weren't shown in season 1. They made a pretty big modification to part of the ending of season 1 that bled into season 2. And like honestly, like the way that they handled it was like I really don't have any edits. You had a very big issue to address to make season 1 canon for the DCU, and I think that the way that James Gunn handled it, I was like, yeah, we're just gonna like brush that under the rug, and here's this now instead. It's like I was like, honestly, yeah, like I'm kind of super here for this. No, I think the way they handled it was really really good, and I'm excited to see what the season 2 has to hold, because at least from the first episode, it looks like it's going to be way more wild than season 1, which I'm pretty hyped about. But yeah,
Nice.
so
Okay.
been watching that. I've been playing a lot of games lately. Like a lot of games. I think you and I have talked about this before, Justin. I experience FOMO like real bad.
Yeah.
Like I've experienced FOMO like real bad when it comes to my personal hobbies. Like that's why I got into pop collecting, because like it was the thrill of the hunt of having something that nobody else had or very few people had or whatever it is. And same thing with like gaming. Like if there's a game that like I've been kind of on the fence on, that all of a sudden gets like really good reviews, like I'm gonna make it a point to find a way to have a copy of the game to be able to play it. Or I also experience FOMO for games I would never play, like games that like I just inherently just do not go out of my way for. Like for me, last year it was Balatro. I don't like card games. Like I'm so uninterested by card games, but because it was literally nominated for everything, I'm like, well, shit, what am I missing out on? So like I have a literal PS5 physical copy of Balatro. I played it for like 2 hours. I played it for like 2 hours. I was like, yeah, this is not for me. And I haven't picked it up since then. But I've been experiencing FOMO because as I know, fellow wonderful humans like Mr. Ryan Kabacki will let you know, millions upon millions of people across the world have been putting clown makeup on for the past 7, 8 years, waiting for Silk Song to actually be fully announced. And as we all know, it was a fully announced. And I have never been I've always been a platformer person, but I have never been a Metroidvania kind of a person. And I'm like, well, I feel like I would really need to play Hollow Knight to be able to play Silksong. Like, even if it's not the story, it just feels like it's the right thing to do. So I spent the past 2, 3 weeks playing through Hollow Knight. Um, Man, let me tell you that this game is genuinely one of the most frustrating and satisfying games I have played in a hot minute. Like, I cannot tell you how many times I've died. It's been a lot. I cannot tell you how many times I've wanted to bang my head up against a wall. But the feeling of like I am holier than thou for beating a boss that I have been struggling with, or beating a Colosseum point in the game. That I have to go through like literally like 18 rounds of enemies without dying once or anything like that, and being able to overcome it, like, it is such a gratifying and like satisfying sense. The world is gorgeous. The music is incredible. This game came out in 2017, and like, you could have told me this is an indie game that came out this year, and I would have believed you. I would have 1,000% believed you. I see why this game sold 15 million copies. I have no questions on that. I see why this game is revered as like the definitive indie Metroidvania game. Like, I see it. I don't have questions on it. I've enjoyed it so much that, like, I finished it. I should say, I completed Act Two. I rolled credits. This game's been out for 8 years, so I don't feel like I don't feel like I need to say spoilers or anything like that. I bested the Hollow Knight in the game, and right before you do that, it unlocks, like, it shows like what percentage of the game you've completed. And like, I look at my map and I'm like, there's a few corners here and there that shows like I hadn't fully fleshed out this map. There's like like 2 or 3 like, optional bosses that I hadn't gotten to because I really wanted to see the end, because everyone's playing Silksong and it's taken over my feed on TikTok, and I want to be able to play it. And so I don't want to say I rushed it, but like, I wanted to kind of get to it. And when it said like, oh yeah, it'll show you your completed amount at the end of the game, I'm like, I probably got to be somewhere at like 80, 85%. And the level of shock and frustration that I had when it said I've completed 61% of the game, I was like, you're joking me. You're joking me. I put 25 hours into this indie game, and I've only done 61%. I know the game goes to like 112 or something like that. I'm like, I've done a little over half the content. You are kidding me right now. But man, it is a very humbling game. I love Souls-like games. I love Soulsborne games. Like, I love a hard time. Like, I do. And I loved playing it. There are many times I literally had to like get up, like, oh god, it was the Coliseum of
He's,
Fools.
he
Um,
said, "I'm here for a hard time, not a long time."
yeah, damn right. Like, but there's an area called the Coliseum of Fools, and like there's 3 rounds, and like the second round you get something called a pale ore, and I had one, and I needed a second one to upgrade my weapon. And I'm like, I don't want to see if I can try to find another one. I really need to upgrade my weapon to be able to take on this boss. Like, I need to figure it out. And it's literally like 17, 18 waves of enemies. And I literally, like, for like 2 hours, like kept dying over and over and over and just like being like, I can see, I literally kept like whispering to myself, I can see the pattern. I just need to be better. I can see the pattern. I just need to be better. And like Sam comes in, like literally just as I finally like beat the last wave, the final enemies, and I literally just like, oh, thank God, and like just like slam my head on my desk for a moment as Sam's walking in, and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I like look up and turn over. She was like, "You're literally glistening from frustration sweat," and I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I don't want to talk about it." But dude, I loved it. I really did. I
Nice.
literally like I'm even playing through more of it right now. If I was to give it a score, man, I'd give it a 9.5. I really would. Um,
9 out of 10 for Hollow Knight retro
like,
review.
yeah, retro review, like it's a 9.5. Like it it is almost flawless for me, and I can recognize my own subjectiveness in this. It is because I it's because Metroidvanias are traditionally not for me. There are certain runbacks in the game that are a bit on the frustrating side. There are certain moments where like I feel like I can gauge hitboxes pretty well, and like 99% of this game is fleshed out, but the parts that aren't are just incredibly frustrating to me. Um, and it's so close. This is probably as close to a masterpiece of a Metroidvania I think I'll ever play. I did buy Silksong. I have played probably like 5 hours into it. It plays very much like, but also doesn't play like Hollow Knight. It's a lot faster paced. I see why people complain about the pogo aspect of like the down
Mm.
like essentially like the down B. It's like at a 40-degree angle. It's not 45. It's like a little bit less than 45. Um, and when you're used to just like a straight down pogo, and I had been playing that way for like 25 hours or whatever, and then all of a sudden it's at an angle. Man, it there's certain moments that are super frustrating, but I've probably come across like 6, 7 bosses at this point in Silksong. I've really enjoyed all of them. I've heard there are some real shit bags coming up for me. Uh, but man,
Fair. Yeah, I bet.
it's cool. It's cool. I've been enjoying it. I see why people have been hyped about this game. Like I see why people are like talking. I also
I
can. What's up?
One of the people from What Culture Gaming I follow, Scott, I've seen him go from because Hollow Knight never really hit for him, but he was enjoying Silksong at first, and I seen him over the past couple of weeks slowly go from this game is great, I'm loving all the changes to it from the original, to this game is way too fucking hard, fuck this game, to I uninstalled the game and breathed a sigh of relief.
Yeah.
you know,
And then
so
there are quality of life things that I really appreciate in the sense of like when you heal in Hollow Knight, it heal like the circle that you fill up from defeating enemies or getting hits on enemies. Um, it like a third of that circle will heal one part of your health, right? As opposed to Silksong, it just flushes the entire circle and you just automatically get 3, which is awesome and very time saving. And I would say like so far the bosses feel like not slower, you're just faster and can make more windows to heal yourself, which I think is really great. The other side of it is that there are significantly more enemies in this game that that deal 2 damage instead of 1, and it's hella frustrating because it's like a little bug that I'm like whatever, like, and like I get hit and I lose 2 and I'm like, what the fuck, like, what? Are you kidding me? I only had 3, now I have 1. Now I gotta be extra careful. Shit. Like And some of the runbacks in this game have been like really brutal. But and from what I understand, it only gets worse from here. But I've this game has given me a bit of a Metroidvania bug, pun fully intended, because you play as bugs in these games. Um,
Right.
because I've been also playing Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. I got it on the Steam Deck. It was on sale for like $13, and dude, oh man, I'm a little upset that I waited so long to play this one. It is so much fun. Like it runs so well on the Steam Deck. It's buttery smooth and like it's the fighting mechanics like seemed simple at first because it's literally just like kind of like one button that you use to attack, but like different tempo or angles do different things, and it's just I don't know. That's been a lot of fun for me. I Our new roommate Olivia, she plays on her PC all the time, and we linked up Sam and I's Steam family account and had her. She wanted to join on ours, and like Sam and I just have the Steam Deck. We don't have a whole lot of games. I have like 25 or something like that. This fool had like 520 games in her Steam library that we now have access to. And so I've just been like sampling shit just for the funsies of it. Like playing Elden Ring on the Steam Deck, a lot of fun. Tried playing some Dark Souls. Man, that is some jank that I look forward to getting to eventually. She had Katamari. Like I love Katamari, and so I've been playing that for a little bit. Like I've been kind of like just sampling things because I'm in a weird place where it feels like I'm kind of kind of biding my time for games to come out in October.
Yeah.
Because like the game I'm excited for this month is Silent Hill F. But I hop on a plane next week on Wednesday. I'm flying back to Texas to hang out with my dad because we're gonna fly out the next day to go to Mississippi for the Ole Miss LSU football game. Um, but that's also the same time that Silent Hill F comes out, so I'm like, well,
Yeah.
I guess I'll play it when I get home. But like Sam is,
Though, that new Final Fantasy Tactics remake seems like a perfect Steam Deck game.
yeah, but I got Silksong and I got Prince of Persia right now. Like
Fair.
Fair. I got things to keep myself entertained and like.
He said, "I don't got time for an 80-hour tactics RPG."
Yeah,
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, how dare you, you fucking monster! Like,
but it has voice acting this time.
Yeah, I know. I can it.
Look, man, it's a Final Fantasy game. I'm buying it.
I know. I know. Trust. Like Olivia's been talking about it a lot too. She's a big Final Fantasy girly. She's very much like she's a Final Fantasy 14 specifically. Like she was like I put like 1,000 hours into the online, and I'm like I believe you. I know people that have done that, and kudos to you because like. I don't have the sauce for that. Like I'm currently doing a replay, like just strict story or main quest missions of KCD2 because my buddy Jake came in town for Comic-Con and really wanted to play KCD2, and I was like, oh, I'll just delete one of my saves. I had my hardcore and my completed regular one. And I'm like, I've been kind of working on the hardcore one. I'll delete my fully completed story like an idiot, and then I forgot that I had already paid for the season pass, and the new Forged DLC came out where you get to create your own blacksmith store, and there's a whole quest line with it. So I'm playing through the main quest solely so I can play the DLC because it looks sick. Yeah, I mean, like I've been.
It's funny though because like I remember when I was a kid and I didn't have very many options for games. I would like finish like Pokemon Yellow or Pokemon Crystal and then purposely erase my save and start over again because what the fuck else was I gonna do?
Right.
I literally ran out of shit to do. So what else am I gonna do but replay it? And you can only have one save. Nowadays, that seems like a nightmare. Like losing your save.
Yeah, well, and not to mention like. we're blessed to live in a world where like we have things like PlayStation Plus, Game Pass, GameFly. Like I'm also an adult and I have adult money, so if I want to get a game, like I'm gonna go buy the fucking game. So like,
Right,
um,
right.
like, and especially if I'm getting shit like, dude, Silksong $20, like, dude, like I this year has been so awesome for pricing on games and the quality that you're getting out of it. Because like, yeah, you're playing through Mafia right now. Like, that feels like $50 is a perfect price for that game.
And I
Expedition,
didn't even have to buy it. It's actually a
yeah,
GameFly rental.
yeah. Like I bought it, and dude, I'm happy I owned it. That was $50 well spent for me. And like Expedition 33, dude, that is a generational game, and like $50, that's it.
Hmm.
Silksong's $20. Like Split Fiction, $50. Like, dude, this I am so happy that like so many of the games that are in the conversation for Game of the Year are $50 or $20. Like, dude, it makes me so
Yeah.
happy. It's like such a
Did you
middle.
see also that
Hmm,
Obsidian, like when they first announced the price of Outer Worlds 2, they got a little pushback on it, so they actually lowered the price after the
exactly.
pushback.
Because that's the thing
Yeah.
is like you've got all of these mega hits that are 20 to $50 to $60 less. Like that's the thing is like you look at Outer Worlds 2, like I mean that's cool for $80, sure, but like I could literally go and buy Expedition 33 and Silk Song and still have enough money to get myself like a dinner or something like that for like yeah, from like In and Out or something like that, like for less than just your one copy of Outer Worlds 2.
Yeah.
Like,
I
yeah,
honestly, I think this if this year of in gaming has shown us anything, it's that all these AAA developers charging $80 for games are full of shit because there are games out this year, like you said, like Expedition 33, for example, that rival AAA games selling for much less and rating much higher.
yeah,
So,
like
what's their excuse anymore, honestly?
no, there's really nothing like, and that's the thing is like the only like
And meanwhile, almost every $80 game that's come out this year is not doing the best,
no, like
honestly.
dude, like I honestly like I felt like it was kind of a slam dunk on the fantasy for me to choose Mario Kart World, and it's like it's not the worst rated one, but it's significantly worse than Mario Kart 8, 8 Deluxe, whichever one you fancy. But like,
Yeah.
it's yeah, dude. Like it's I am again. I
Or
have
like
become
Assassin's Creed Shadows, where if you ignore all of the bad faith complaints, there are some genuine complaints to be had about the usual Ubisoft slop
right. Yeah,
gameplay. Um, it's one of those games with like a really great opening, and then you get to the real open world parts, and it starts becoming repetitive nonsense for a
yeah,
long time. It's
yeah. Like, and that's why games like Shadows, like it's currently on sale for like $41 as opposed to $70. Like
yeah.
it hasn't, it's been out for like I don't even think 6 months at this point. I think it came out in March. Like,
I also think I'm at the point now, like you and many other people, I've heard from on other podcasts and stuff, where the shorter and more linear narrative focused games are more appealing right now because they actually it feels like finishing them is an accomplishable task.
yeah,
It feels like it's a reachable goal, whereas like these daunting, even like a Persona game, because of its linearity, feels like it's a reachable goal to reach the end. Whereas I feel like open world games like Assassin's Creed and stuff just feel more daunting and oppressive right now because
yeah.
it's almost like there's too much content. It's just too
I
much to do.
no,
And
I
yeah,
wholeheartedly agree. Like, I literally KCD2 is the only like truly like really open world, like because like Expedition is kind of open world, but it's like more of like a hub map than anything else, and then it becomes immediately linear. um but like yeah, like KCD2, like that was lightning in a bottle, man. Like that was such a unique thing for me, like. And oh, another game that I am playing right now. I've got like 8 hours into it. Tainted Grail: The Fall of Avalon. Like, have you heard
Oh
of
yeah,
it?
you did mention it a little bit in the previous episode. Not
Okay,
much though.
yeah. So like, dude, this game,
You
it's
basically said it was like janky Skyrim.
yeah, like, well, I mean, Skyrim is janky. It's just Skyrim. Like, that's
Yeah,
literally
that's
like,
true.
like,
Janky Skyrim. That's like wow. That's like saying wow, janky Skyrim. That's like
yeah,
saying fucking dry towel. You
yeah.
know.
Like, yeah, janky Skyrim, like, dude, that's a game that like runs like a potato. Like, like
Yeah.
at least at least Skyrim runs like soggy fries. But like it plays very very similarly to Skyrim. It has better graphics than Skyrim because it's 2025, but like I wouldn't say like holy crap amazing or anything like that. It's a small developing team, and the game was only, again, the game is only $50. From what I've read, it's an open world game. Um, but the story's only like 40 to 50 hours long, which is substantially shorter than like a Fallout or a Skyrim or something like that. That normally you sink like 80 to 100 hours into it. It's cool,
Mm.
man. It's honestly like I love jank, like I do. And so it being janky like doesn't bother me or anything like that. And it's like an actual true like dark gothic fantasy game. Like actually like really really morbid and like quite graphic at times and like just very 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 dark, and I am really enjoying it. Like the whole premise of it is it's set in a Arthurian world. So think like Camelot, Excalibur, like King Arthur, like it's set in that world, and you literally within the first like 30 minutes, and it shows on the trailer, so I don't consider this a spoiler. Like, you literally are just like you're just this person that, in classic jank Skyrim fashion, wake up in prison or imprisoned. Um, Finally, you're awake. But like, um, you go through a handful of things, and then all of a sudden, your soul gets linked with the soul of King Arthur, who's trying to like recollect the other fragments of his soul to be able to come whole, to be able to help save Camelot. But the creatures in this world come from like Irish Celtic folklore,
Ooh,
and which is really cool and just like really, really, really
the same
unique.
folklore that Hellblade is based on.
Yes, and so like so you'll probably come across kind of similar creatures and all of that, and it's like it's got a lot of different options. It is not handholdy in the slightest bit. Like very early in the game, like I'm just like kind of walking, trying to explore this brand new map and everything, and like within like 3 minutes of like the landing point of the main map and everything, I come across this like pond lake, and it's entirely out of blood, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And like so I go and I like swim, and I'm like, I bet it's a dungeon crawler game. There's got to be something under the water. So I go or blood. So I like swim through the blood, and yeah, there's a door under the water, and I open the door and go inside, and it's a dungeon system, and like there's somebody like guarding this door, and like I just immediately one shot killed. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I should not, I should not be here like at all in the slightest bit.
So, I haven't played this myself yet, but I do have the demo, and I haven't played that yet. But
Mm.
I will have to give the demo a try and get back to you with my thoughts on
Yeah,
it.
it's enjoyable. Like like I feel like this will probably be like I could see this game going somewhere in the 7 to 8 range for me. Like
Hmm.
like just a very solid game. It could be a great game. It depends on how the story kind of plays out and everything, but I really like the fighting in it. The fighting is what really seals the deal. It's like it's almost like first person Souls like, in the sense of like you've got like a quick dodge mechanic and you've got a parry mechanic, and like I honestly use my parrying a lot in the game because it helps me like open windows and everything for myself. And it's like your quick dodge. It's like you click it and all of a sudden you just like levitate like 10 feet away from whatever's going on. And like it's just like back in and out really quick. And I don't know, like I'm playing as like a dexterity build, like quick slash and everything, and a lot of stealth and a lot of lock picking, like, which is how I play almost every RPG. And
Fair enough.
it's
Nick,
cool.
I see Nick is online, so I think we have to wrap up here. But before that, real quick, I was gonna say, speaking of demos, Dead Reset has a demo, by the way. In
Oh,
case
does it?
anyone is skeptical and they want to try, like they're like, if you're like, yeah, that sounds cool, but it's not really a game. It's just a movie where you're controlling what happens. And obviously, yeah, like whatever. If you're gonna be stingy like that, then at least try the demo. See if it hooks you, and you want to see the rest of it. How it plays out, or how your choices make it play out. I should say.
Yeah.
But honestly, quite frankly, like it's like $15 full price, $13 and some change if you're a Plus member. It's like for less of the price of a full movie theater experience, you could own this badass movie with replayability. Honestly, yeah, for less of the price of a mocha latte frappuccino with whipped cream and caramel drizzle and three extra shots of espresso. Yeah. I don't know if it's cheaper than a cup of coffee, so I had to spice it up a bit. But it's definitely cheaper than whatever concoction I just created. Especially at Starbucks.
It's cheap. It's cheaper than there's a place called Black Rock that I get my caffeine from, and I pay like $14 for my drink. So
ooh, fair enough.
It's delicious though.
Yeah. I was gonna ask earlier too if you were gonna slap a score on anything you were talking about. It ended up being Hollow Knight. So
yeah,
cool.
Hollow Knight, and Peacemaker. Peacemaker, like, solid 8.5 for me. Like, I thought it was really, really, really good. I'm excited to see like what the next season has for me.
Nice. All right, well, that'll be it for this episode, folks. I should not be surprised that even with the two of us, it still went for 2 hours because
Sorry.
it's still, no, it's you and I. We can talk about this stuff. Yeah, like we, Oh, that was a great back and forth. I enjoyed that very much.
Yeah, me too. I like
a nice shooting the shit episode.
yeah, we should. I enjoy the themed ones, but dude, like, anytime you want to do a shoot the shit episode, like, I like, obviously, especially when Nick's able to be a part of it and everything. But
yes.
I'm definitely down for more shooting the shit.
Oh yeah, me too. Well, this has been episode 69.
Nice.
And see, now, if I was a true weeb instead of giggity, I would have said ooh there, so...
Gross.
Yes, and this episode shall be titled Nerds Discuss Video Games and Anime.
I thought you were about to make it extra gross and call it like Two Weebs One Show based off of two girls and something else.
That is tempting, but no, I would not do that. Anyways, though, that'll be it for this episode. Let us know, I don't know, whatever. Leave a comment down below. Leave thoughts, anything. Tell me how the weather is where you live. I don't care. Just leave a comment. You can smash that like button if you enjoyed this and you're watching this on YouTube. You can leave comments on Spotify. You can leave a rating on Apple Podcasts, whatever. You can email me at podcastoversoul@gmail.com. And, all the other places. I am Oversoul53. All the other places. Or Oversoul Gaming. Whatever. Brooksy is Brooksy My Boy on Instagram. That's boy with an I. And Nick was not here, but you can find him at The Gaming Fiend 1 on all the different platforms. Music from Epidemic Sound, hosted by Podserve FM. And a special thank you to Nick's fiancee Sarah for behind the scenes help and podcast episode ideas and such. And a special thank you to co-host Brooksy for being our new ethics coordinator, basically. It's now Brooksy's job to skim over our episodes and make sure that we aren't saying anything too untoward that we have to edit out. So, as always, that'll be it for this episode, and we'll catch you in the next one. Good night, everybody.
Later.